inside.
Hey, so what we're gonna do is you can use either cardboard or plastic bags for this. You're gonna wanna make sheets that you're gonna use to cover the stuff you don't wanna paint. You're gonna categorize them in ones that don't have holes in them and ones that, you don't really, you have them left over. So what you're gonna wanna do, you're gonna line these up, you're gonna tape them down, and then as you paint, you're gonna just work one part. You gotta cover the stuff that you don't want painted, so we're gonna have to cover, quarter panel. I don't care about the bumper. I'm also gonna cover the headlights on mine, and obviously the windshield. You always wanna cover your windshield when you're doing this. You do it in the ventilated place. We're gonna open the garage door when we're actually spraying. And it says to wait 24 hours on the can, we'll see if that matters, because it's set it on other cans too, and I've used it. It's turned out all right, So we're gonna get down to it. We're gonna tape this up and get back to you guys, and then we'll spray this when we got what we want down.
Yeah, so he just jumped right into it. I thought he was just gonna say hi, but that's cool. Yeah, so this is just gonna be a little video for my husband. As I said, he's gonna be in some of my videos, so we'll catch back with you in a bit. There you guys go. He's taping his stuff down. He just cut these bags out.
Yeah, so you just want to make sure you cover everything you don't want to paint, obviously. You don't want to leave any areas where it's not covering if you don't want to paint something. I'm going to try to not put tape on the windshield, but I mean...
He's putting just a little bit on. Yeah, see, that was directly on the bag.
Yeah, it was on both bags, so that's good.
Here.
So what we've done now is we've taken the plastic bags, the smaller ones that we had, and we kind of taped them together. We put some tape starting up here to hold this on here. I want to not get this cross member that's white black, since the rest of the car's white. I had to put some tape for this bag and then this bag. You kind of just chain them along. And obviously, if you're not that great at spray painting, you're going to want to use more plastic, or you could use cardboard if you had a bunch of that instead. But you would want better coverage if you aren't quite as confident in your spray painting abilities. And this car's already been wrecked, so it's a little bit easier to just shove the bags in there with the hood, kind of off.
Yeah.
Because the body lines just are off. But we're gonna spray about half this, since I don't have enough bags to do the whole thing in one go.
So we're gonna do this first half first, and then we'll do bags over on that side.
Yeah.
All right. Great. So what do you got, babe?
So we got some Krylon Automotive undercoating. It's rubberized. I've actually seen some stuff on YouTube. People are talking about, don't spray this on the underneath of your car or other things like that, or the black stuff they put on the roads, because it actually will seal the moisture in on your frame, and it'll make it rust even faster, and it'll hide rust damage, but not in kind of a good way. So I picked this because it's about the same price as any other can of spray paint, but it does say protective, prevents rust, or resists it. We're gonna see what it's like. We're gonna see how it reacts to putting it on the top of a car rather than, the under part of a car. We're gonna see what the rubberized kind of does, if it can handle, extreme sun exposure, and how it handles against rain that's directly on top of it, kind of thing. Seeing if it beads or anything interesting. But yeah, we're just gonna get to spraying this. Gonna see. It also says it takes 24 hours to dry. We're also kind of testing that too, because a lot of other products have said 24 hours, but I've driven things after 8 hours, and it's all right, and nothing that weird happened. The reason I'm respraying this is because it kind of flaked a little bit, but I'm not really. This is from the hood, but it's the hood I bought from the junkyard. This is $20 hood from junkyard car. Already had hail damage. We'll see if it like makes it so it doesn't look as damaged or something, because some of the coatings will do that. But yeah, it just kind of flaked off, so I'm just gonna spray it again.
Again, we opened up the garage door
Yes.
for ventilation purposes. It's pretty important.
Yes, it is. Definitely ventilate if you're gonna do this.
I'm gonna stay over here,
Sure.
and you go ahead.
And you do want to be careful with the overspray. When you spray, you want to be like a foot and a half away. You don't want to go way too heavy with it because you'll get a worse result. You want to kind of oscillate when you're pressing and not pressing it. We're gonna move all the bags over to this other side so that we don't overspray over here. We'll see how we did on the overspray on the other side real quick, I guess. You can come see what it looks like as it's drying, if that's something interesting.
So here's the side that's not been sprayed yet, and here's where he
Just
has
sprayed.
sprayed. He's trying to make sure it's smooth and there's no
Good
bugs on it.
looking. Yeah. That's from right when I started the can. It's like no matter how much you shake these cans up, first little second is always a, you know.
That's what it is. It's a.
It's a big fat part in your face. I know you gave us your money, but have too much product for a second.
What's that, babe?
There's just a little drop that I noticed as I was pulling this off to move it to the other side, and I just wiped it off immediately. No, it's gone.
Yeah, because it wasn't dry yet, right?
It wasn't dry. Try to make sure on your overspray that it, you know, if it's not dry, get it when it's wet, because it's easier. Just like when you're doing dishes or whatever.
All right, so now we moved the bags that were on that side over here so we can do this side. He's finishing straightening it all out.
Sorry, it's really important to make sure your windshield doesn't get spray paint on it.
Yep. So he finished his can of spray paint, and this is what it looks like. It's still wet, so if it still looks weird, that's kind of why. And
As well as with all the kind of thicker paint stuff, whenever it sprays like something like undercoating or truck bed liner, it always looks like it has a bunch of splotches in it. I mean, it's kind of that rugged look. That's why I don't care. It kind of makes it easier to be a really crappy painter and it not really matter. I mean, you can just be like, oh, that's added protection or whatever, pretty much. doesn't look awful. You know, we'll check back in and see how it looks tomorrow, and then maybe like a week from then.
All right. Bye.
Thank you guys.
What are we doing now, babe?
Oh, we're just coming back to look at the hood again. It's been about a week.
All right. Oh, this is after about a week. And it's rained a couple times.
Yeah, we didn't really have a problem with it running off from the rain or anything. I mean, it's not exactly...
There's only, there's a couple spots, but they're not
Yeah,
that
no, those are
noticeable.
actually dots from the can. Whenever I've used these
Oh, gotcha.
thicker things that come out the nozzle, it always like drizzles just a little bit out. So be careful with that if you care about that. I will say the finish came out a little more brown than I expected, especially if you look over here a little bit.
It doesn't look that brown to me.
It's
It
more
looks
you
black
can
to
tell
me.
in person, but
It looks black to me.
it's semi-hydrophilic, which means the water doesn't necessarily like run down it or anything. I mean, it kind of does the Teflon thing, but definitely not as much as the actual spray-on truck bed liner. So I mean, you got the extra $3 or $4 to do that. I actually recommend that over this. If I have to redo this again in the future, that's probably what I'll be doing. It does feel kind of like rubber, but it's not like super thick or anything. We only used one can to do this entire hood though, so yeah.
Alright.
So it worked, so
Bye.
thank you guys for watching.